Hey guys, today we are going to be talking about my 8 top tips, part 2, for beginners. My first tip that I'm going to say is choose your project first and then buy your yarn. I know it's tough when you go to a craft store and you see all kinds of yarn and you're like, oh, I love this one and I love this one. Oh my gosh, they're all amazing. But first, choose your project and then you can decide what kind of yarn can go with that project. My second tip would be get a yarn bag. Yarn bags are amazing for putting all of your supplies into one bag so that you can carry it around wherever you want to go. You can put different skeins of yarn, your needles, your hooks, everything. And it's portable and it can double as a purse. My next tip would be get a yarn bowl. A yarn bowl is usually a bowl that holds yarn, especially when the yarn is in a ball like this. And that way, when it's rolling, it doesn't roll all over the place. It stays in one location and it makes it really easy when you're crocheting. The yarn bowl can be something as easy as like a coffee container or a water bottle that's just reused into your personal yarn bowl. Whatever you decide, just as long as your yarn can fit in it. My next tip is keep things sealed up. So you're going to have a lot of hooks, a lot of needles, a lot of stitch markers, and they're going to be all over the place. So keep things sealed up. Get a plastic Ziploc, anything, and just make sure that everything is sealed up. I have all of my hooks and everything, scissors, all that, in a makeup bag that I just kind of reused. So I maybe suggest that, but it's completely up to you. Just make sure, keep it all in one place. Makes it easier to find. On the topic of needles, make sure to buy different sizes of needles. You are going to need all the way from the smaller needles all the way to the biggest needles. Just because you're going to be getting yarn that's from the smallest yarn, the smallest, to bulky size like 6 to 7 size yarn, and you're going to want a needle that's going to be able to thread that through when you're finished with your project. If you decide to take a break from your project for a lengthy amount of time, make sure to write down the project pattern, the hook size, and the yarn type that you are using on a piece of paper, a sticky note, anything like that, and attach it to the project. That way, when you pick it back up again, you can easily just go back to work and don't have to worry about what is this and what was I doing. If you are working on multiple things at one time, it is best to write them all down in like a book or a notebook or something like that, just to keep track of it and make sure that you know what kind of yarn and hook and everything that you are using. You don't get lost. I always make sure to keep the yarn labels that are on the outside of the yarn until the project is completely done. Just because the yarn label has the yarn type, the hook that I need, and the washing instructions. So that in case I'm giving it to somebody or posting it on my Etsy, I can make sure to put the washing instructions in the description of my project. I hope these tips all helped, and I will see you next week.